in my life. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh. Hi, it's me, Io, the popcorn philosopher. And welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Then and Now. This is the series where we look at two ends of an artist's career. They're all artists that I used to listen to all the time and have since stopped listening to them for some reason. So I'm going to be revisiting their more current album after I listen to a song that comes from their early career. And I'll decide which one I like better, compare and contrast. And today is by request. This is for Kevin, who asked me to react to the song Hot Knife from the Idler Wheel. I hadn't heard it before, so I thought, why not? I'll do a part 2 to my Fiona Apple, because the last time we did the beginning of her career and the end of her career, or her most current album, I should say. Today we're going to do the very beginning of her career and the middle of her career instead. Before we get to Hot Knife, the first song I'm going to listen to is from her very first album, a song I used to love, and I haven't heard it in a very long time. It's Never Is a Promise from her debut album. So let's stop talking and let's start listening. Ding! Before she starts singing, I wanted to talk about the intro of the song. Oh God, I really love this piano and cello, or is it string? I think it's just cello. I really love that sound. It's very 90s in a way. They used to have this a lot in the 90s. You hear that with Tori Amos, with Kristen Hirsch. Actually, Kristen Hirsch might be another good one to do, actually. It just sounds so emotional when you listen to it and beautiful. But I like the way she's playing. It starts off kind of slow and then it picks up pace. It's really pleasing. I like that a lot.
You'll never see the courage I know. Its colors, richness won't appear. I'll never glow the way that you glow. But as the scenery grows, I see in different lights. The shades and shadows undulate in my perception. I understand what I am still too proud to mention to you.
I just realized I've now picked 3 songs about like the perception of people. Well, in the last 2 songs I picked, Shamika and Limp, they were how people perceived her. And in this one, this is how a little bit of 2 ways, you know, how she's perceiving somebody. And she actually says the way she sees this person undulates in her perception, in the way she sees this person in different lights. This is a person that she's obviously envious of and hurt by. She said this is someone who glows in a way that she could never glow, right? Yeah.
You say you understand, but you don't understand. You say you never give up, seeing eye to eye. But never is a promise, and you can't afford to lie.
Another one I remember, Promise to Try by Madonna. That's another one that has a piano and cello. There's a lot of like bitterness that's creeping into her voice. Never is a promise, and you can't afford to lie. This is like kind of a study in contrast in a lot of ways. Pretty arpeggio playing contrasted with really intense, fast playing, and her vocal being light and airy to having a real anger and real, a real bitterness. And even shades and shadows, right? That's like light and shadow. So yeah, there's a lot of contrast in this. And I think this is kind of representative of before and after the way she perceived this person from when she first met them. At first I was thrown off by the whole envy thing, but the more I'm thinking about this, I'm realizing that this is probably about a boy who's made promises to her. And she's envious of the fact that he can just be light and airy and charming in the way that he makes these promises and not even be really lying in the moment. But yet she's still left holding the bag anyway.
Oceans lies beneath my arm. You'll never feel the heat of this song. My fever burns me deeper than I've ever shown. But as the scenery grows, I see in different lights. My feelings swell and stretch, I see from greater heights. I realize what I am now too smart to mention. You say you understand, you'll never understand. I don't know what to believe in, you don't know who I am. You say I need appeasing when I start to cry, but never is a promise, and I never need
Yeah, oh wow. Okay, so that's such a pretty song, so emotional, but it's weird how I picked 3 songs of hers that are about being misunderstood. She obviously feels misunderstood in her life, but in this song, she sees it with a bitterness, whereas in a song like Shamika, she was seeing the humor in being misunderstood. Even in this video, you can see her seeing the light. She ends up in that room with all those lights hanging from the ceiling. It kind of feels like she's seeing light, but it's kind of like a young person's light. She feels enlightened by that moment. But I think as she gets older, she has even more enlightenment for who she was at that point. I think she learned about this person that she's speaking about in the song. She understood something about him, or her. Could be her too. But my feeling is that she probably understands something even different now as an older person. At different points in your life, you have these aha moments, and each one gets more deeper and deeper as you peel back the onion. Anyway, so let's move on to look at the lyrics. John has some lyrics in my life. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh. I gotta see some lyrics. Never is a promise. A song by Fiona Apple. You'll never see the courage I know. Its color's richness won't appear within your view. I'll never glow the way that you glow. Your presence dominates the judgments made on you. I guess she is a person who doesn't really care what people think of them. I think that's what she's trying to say. I think that's what she's trying to say. This person has a lot of people judging them, but they just really don't care, You'll say you understand, but you don't understand. You'll say you'll never give up seeing eye to eye, but never is a promise, and you can't afford to lie. You'll never touch these things I hold. The skin of my emotions lies beneath my own. You'll never feel the heat of this soul. My fever burns deeper than I've ever shown to you. You'll say, don't fear your dreams. It's easier than it seems. You'll say you'd never let me fall from hopes so high. But never is a promise, and you can't afford to lie. This person has made promises to her, and he's saying that she doesn't have to worry, but I think she's suspicious. You'll never live this life that I live. I'll never live the life that wakes me in the night. You'll never hear the message I give. You say it looks as though I might give up this fight. But as the scenery grows, I see in different lights. The shades and shadows undulate in my perception. My feelings swell and stretch. I see from greater heights. I realize what I am now too smart to mention to you. You'll say you understand. You'll never understand. I'll never wake up knowing how or why. I don't know what I believe in. You don't know who I am. You'll say I'll need appeasing when I start to cry. But never is a promise, and I'll never need a lie. Oh, I see, I never realized that's what she says at the end. Because in the whole song she's saying, and you can't afford to lie. And I always thought she says, and I'll never need to lie, but it's, I'll never need a lie. Well, this sounds like somebody that she's kind of outgrowing. Mostly is what I'm thinking. I think this person won't tell her the truth, and she's saying that he had to lie to her because she was crying, but she's saying that she would rather the truth because she doesn't need a lie. That's my best guess. I really would love to see actually what she means by this song, because I'm not absolutely clear about it. And that's my best guess otherwise. Anyway, so let's move on to the next song. We're gonna hear Hot Knife from Idler Wheel from 2012 on request. Look forward to hearing it. And let's listen to that now. Timpani? The timpani?
If I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinema score screen show with a dancing bird of paradise. If I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinema score screen show with a dancing bird of paradise. He excites me, must be like the Genesis of rhythm. I get thirsty whenever I'm with him. If I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinema score.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, so it starts off with timpani, right? A very pared back kind of drums, basically. It's kind of interesting because the Bjork reaction that I did, she also had a very pared back drum thing going on, too. Maybe that's like the new thing to do. So it's just her and timpani. It's very spare. The melody kind of reminds me of it sounds kind of experimental on one hand, and on the other hand, it sounds very old-fashioned in a way. Like something like, hey, good looking, what you got cooking, that kind of thing, or like the Andrews Sisters, something the Andrews Sisters might sing. But of course, the way Fiona Apple writes lyrics.
My grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talk about it now,
and of course that intensity that comes in. He excites me. That thing kind of, she just comes out of nowhere, and then you hear that kind of discordant piano. Is it piano? I think there's a discordant melody that's being played. I think it's piano. Or, let me listen to it again, but let's listen some more.
Showing the dancing bird of paradise.
Yeah, piano. It's like a tack piano, though.
I'm a hot knife, I'm a hot knife, I'm a hot knife, he's a pat of butter. If I get a chance, I'm gonna show him that he's never gonna need another, never need another. If I'm butter, if I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinema score screen show. He's never dancing bird of paradise. If I'm butter.
Okay, yeah, I like the way they mixed this too, because you have that I just realized that timpani part is very filtered. So it's extremely filtered. So it sounds they've taken all the top end out of it. So that when those vocals come in, they go very wide. And so you have this layer of timpani and these wide vocals that come in. And then on top of that, they're like harmony vocals, and then the main vocal comes back in, that part where she's Bird of Paradise, that song, that part. Yeah, it's really smart the way they mix this. I liked it a lot. I like the mix a lot.
If I'm better than he's a hot knife, he makes my heart pulse. And the most of bitch, I was never dancing bird of paradise. He excites me, must be like the genesis of rhythm. I get feisty whenever I'm with them. If I'm the most of great show, he's never dancing bird of paradise. If I'm better than he's a hot knife, he makes my heart pulse. And the most of great show, he's never dancing bird of paradise. I'm a hot knife, I'm a hot knife, I'm a hot knife, he's a pat of butter. If I get a chance, I'm gonna show him that he's never.
Okay, so I want to know if since she's talking about I'm a hot knife and he's a pat of butter, so does that have anything to do with butter going through a hot knife? Oh wait, no, not butter going through a hot knife. A hot knife through butter. Does it have anything to do with that phrase, I wonder? Must, right?
Gonna need another, never need another. I'm a hot knife, I'm a hot knife, I'm a hot knife, he's a pat of butter. If I get a chance, I'm gonna show him that he's never gonna need another, never need another.
Chords. First time chords come in.
He excites me, must be like the genesis of rhythm. I get feisty whenever I'm with them. And bird of paradise. If I'm better than he's a hot type, he makes my heart pulse. And the most of great show in a dancing bird of paradise. The most of great show in a dancing bird of paradise. If I'm better than he's a hot type, he makes my heart pulse. He's a hot type, he makes my heart pulse. And the most of great show in a dancing bird of paradise. If I'm better than he's a hot type, he makes my heart pulse. And the most of great show in a dancing bird of paradise. If I'm better than he's a hot type, he makes my heart pulse. And the most of great show in a dancing bird of paradise.
Wow, okay. I like that. Oh god, that was good. I love that. And it's very uplifting for a Fiona Apple song too. I have to look at the lyrics. Maybe the lyrics aren't. Maybe it's more subversive than I'm thinking. But yeah, it made me feel like. And catchy. It's good. That's gonna be in my head for the rest of the day. You know that's true. And catchy in a very, very different way. It wasn't ever monotonous. And even though it's got a ton of repetition, it wasn't too repetitive. I mean, it was obviously repetitive because it's the same part over and over again. But it wasn't like repetitive in a terrible way. And it's catchy, so that is going to definitely be in my head. I just know it. I'm a bird of paradise. Farm butter, no farm butter. I'm a hot knife, he's a pat of butter. Never gonna need another. Yeah, no, I liked it. It was good. I liked it a lot. I need to look at the lyrics. More than any other song so far, I really want to read the lyrics on this one because I'm interested in what she's talking about. Even though she's saying the same things over and over again, I feel like some of the other lyrics that I couldn't hear is going to give this more perspective. So I'm interested in hearing that. And also, by the way, at the roundup that I'll have at the end of the month, I'll tell you everything that I've continued listening to and what I now think of all these different songs that I've listened to. And also, I'm going to also look into, I'm avoiding looking into what other people say about these songs. And I'll look at that as well. I want to look at what other people say about the songs and what Fiona Apple herself says about it. So look forward to that at the end of January. Let's look at the lyrics. I'm butter, if I'm butter, if I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinemascope screen. So he makes her heart bigger, showing the dancing bird of paradise. Oh, okay. So if I'm butter, if I'm butter, if I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinemascope screen, showing the bird of paradise. He excites me. Must be like the genesis of rhythm. Oh, I thought she said it must be like a Genesis rhythm. That's what I was thinking that she was saying. I get feisty whenever I'm with him. It must be like the Genesis of rhythm. If I'm butter, if I'm butter, if I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinemascope screen showing the bird of paradise. I'm a hot knife, I'm a hot knife. I'm a hot knife, he's a pat of butter. If I get a chance, I'm gonna show him that he's never gonna need another, never need another. If I'm butter, if I'm butter, if I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinemascope screen showing the bird of paradise. If I'm butter, if I'm butter, if I'm butter, then he's a hot knife. He makes my heart a cinemascope screen showing the bird of paradise. He excites me, must be like the genesis of rhythm. I get feisty whenever I'm with him. Is there any other ones that are different in here? Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, yeah, at the end it says, maybe you could teach me something. Maybe I could teach you too. Even just to reach is a triumph. And now I've really got a hold of you. Maybe you should teach me something. Maybe I could teach you too. Even just to reach is a triumph. And now I've really got a hold on you. Well, you know, this is actually a lot like a rise in my senses, in the fact that it's like the transformative powers of love, of being in love. They're songs both about the transformative power of being in love. And how you can teach each other things by being in a relationship. A song about the transformative power of love, that's my guess at least. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but it seems pretty much like that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Don't let me know what she said about it, because I'm gonna find that out on my own at the end of January. Because I don't want to be influenced, but let me know what you think about the song. What's your feeling? Alright, so in comparison of these two songs, I'm glad I got to hear more of her later work, because I was listening to Shamika and I preferred Limp to Shamika, but in this, I actually like both songs equally as well for different reasons. I really like Never Is a Promise and Hot Knife. I really liked Hot Knife a lot. I think I'm gonna really end up loving that song. But I don't think that she's gotten any better or worse as a musician. I think she's actually stayed pretty consistent. The only thing that's changed is her point of view has gotten deeper and has matured. You know, there's a lot more maturity on a song like Shamika than Never Is a Promise. Never Is a Promise very much sounds like it's coming from a younger person, even though I still love the song. The song is very much someone really trying to figure things out. You know what I mean? Anyway, I like them both, in other words. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really enjoyed hearing these songs. Thanks, Kevin, for suggesting Hot Knife. Leave me more suggestions. I'd love to hear other artists you'd like me to listen to. My dry brush. I don't know why I'm playing with my dry brush. Anyway, thank you so much for taking your time out and watch me react to some great music from Fiona Apple. And I hope that your life is filled with great music and that you have a wonderful rest of the day. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and share it also if you liked it. I'd very much appreciate that. And I hope to see you soon on another video where I react to another artist. I will see you later. Popcorn Philosopher, over and out.